Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Project Management Experts' views about AI and project management. Today, I'm joined by Werther Krause from Brazil. Welcome, Werther.
It's my honor to stay with you here today.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sparing the time to talk to us, Werther. Would you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. I'm a mechanical engineer, but I've been working with technologies since almost I was graduated. I've taken my master science in computer science, focusing in artificial intelligence, and then I took my MBA from University of Michigan. And most recently, I took my executive education from MIT, focusing on strategic innovation. And I also have several certificates in machine learning, big data, and for sure I have also the PMP that I keep okay. Since I took in 1997, but no, in 2007 when I took my PMP.
Excellent. And what are you up to now, Werther? What's your current role?
I'm the Chief Transformation Officer from DC, the Dismal Compass, Brazilian consulting company. I have been working with strategic projects for more than 20 years. Mainly for the Brazilian companies or the Brazilian office of the global companies.
Fantastic. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing your views about AI and somebody who obviously knows about AI as well in great depth. So if I may, I'm going to kick off with my first question today. And that's, how do you think AI will impact project management?
I consider that the potential impact is very deep. It will transform. In fact, I think that it will disrupt the product management based on the use case that you have already studying here in Brazil, including that they can automate a lot of product management tasks. So the impact will be huge for the product management in terms of reduce the time consuming for all the product tracking, or the time for the prepare the instruct the product management itself. For instance, we can automate the scheduling of a product. You can just from not only for the past information, but also for the current information that the company has. They can provide some scheduling from scratch, and in some seconds that will have a very complex scheduling from the system. So instead of take some days to provide a schedule, can have in some seconds. So it's one of the use cases that will impact, but there is several other use cases that will impact too.
And so if we unpack those couple of points, I think you were talking about automation in terms of reporting, but also in terms of project schedule setup. You mentioned that there were some other use cases. What are the one or two others that you were thinking about?
I think that there's two categories of the automation. One is regarding the in the structure of a product, in the planning of the product, and the other is regarding the prediction of what the product is going on, or how it is running, if there is some risks or delays that can occur during the product. So based on the data, some predictive analysis using typically the machine learning technology can predict if the product is going to finish well or not. So
Excellent.
I think there is, and I think we are in the time that is more related to the automation for the structure. And after we develop some data, instruct some historical data, so we can go further and they consider the analysis and prediction of the products.
Fantastic. Well, they sound really exciting in terms of the potential there. And you touched on some of the benefits as you were mentioning there. But what do you think the big benefits would be?
Uh, there's several ones, but one to increase the efficiency of the whole process, since the project planning and structuring to all the reporting and the communication. Uh, I think also will enhance the decision making with data-driven insights. Will provide better decisions throughout the project life cycle. Additional one that I didn't mention before is resource utilization. So we can optimize all the resource allocation based on previous historic project, but also on the information that we have about all the resources, people and machines and several other kind of resources that can be better utilizing using the AI solutions. The real-time monitoring, the tracking of the product in real time, including all the communications related to this real time, that the system can provide the timely good opportunity for decisions make in terms of the communications of all the facts that is happening with the product, and also the way that we can improve the communications. The system can structure the stakeholder planning management in order to customize each kind of communication for each one. And as the project is running, the, the communication can go to the proper stakeholder in a proper way. Including, you can translate from one language to another automatically. You can translate from text to audio and audio to text also automatically. So there's a lot of tools that we can put together and automate the whole process and include improving the process. So I
Yeah,
think that is.
I think it's fantastic, and you're the first person that's mentioned this communication angle, that
Mhm.
real time communications coming out of the system, pointed at the right people, I presume, and with the right clear objective messaging. That sounds fantastic.
Yes, yes, and the tools can translate, include if the can translate from text to audio. That is a kind of technology that has been used for a while. That you can convert a text message to audio, but the people can hear to
Yeah, yeah.
driving a car and can hear about the product, for instance. And
Yeah, yeah.
also you can provide a message, an audio message, and this message can be converted to text as well, and be split for the whole stakeholders involved of the
Yeah,
product.
when you said translation, I was immediately thinking cross country, but
Sure.
I presume that as well is the point.
Yes, 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 sure. You
Uh,
can translate for any language. So for a global project, you can translate for instance, for someone from India can translate for the India specifically India language, for French, for Spanish. So you can translate according to the stakeholder.
Well, hopefully this improves project execution. You know, if we can instantly translate as well, but what a fantastic world that would be. I'm sure there would be less conflict, or maybe there would be more conflict. I don't know.
Absolutely. Communication is one of the key issues of any project. So with the AI tools, you can improve a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it's one of the issues of the key projects, because actually that brings me on nicely in terms of the issues in terms of implementing AI in project management. What sort of challenges do you think there will be?
You can start that the knowledge about AI. Today, there's very few people that really understand and know how the AI works in the tools, and there is the hype that the AI will change the world. So there is some people are afraid, but in fact they don't know about the AI. AI is just a tool, typically a statistical algorithm tool. So
Yeah,
it's not a rocket science. It's just a algorithm that is running based on a huge amount of data, which is the second issue. Lack of data is one of the big issues to implement AI. Most of the companies, at least here in Brazil, don't keep the historical data properly. So for each product, start from the scratch, not using the previous data, and in sometimes with different tools and different
yeah,
and even don't know where to find the historical data in most cases.
yeah.
So
So
it's
finding the data, accessing it, is it of good quality? It sounds like people need to get going with their data plans now.
Yeah. And there are additional issue regarding data. Even they know where the data is, they don't have a formal access to those data because of security issues. So
Yeah.
it's not only the technical problem. We have to consider also the several other problems to have access to those data.
Yeah. I was going to say, not just security, but technically, depending on how far you go back, data's in different formats, and it might
Absolutely,
just be
absolutely.
in documents. And again, the further back you go, maybe they're not even digital documents
Yeah.
as well. What other challenges? So you mentioned communications, you mentioned data. What other challenges do you think there would be?
One is the mindset that the people is not in a proper mindset to to start to invest in AI. They thinking that it's not the time. They think it's not it's too far. We don't have the proper data. We don't have the proper skills. So it's not the time. It's a hype that is going only in the future. So it's not needed to explore now. I think it's one of the issues. The other, I think, is the complexity of AI implementation. It's not easy task, and it's not quickly as because in some AI demonstration, it's impressive the time that you obtain some results, but the time to implement to achieve this moment is too long. It's
Yeah,
not so short. You have
yeah.
to define the data, store the data in a proper format. You have to define all the algorithms. You have to train the algorithms. So
I,
there is
I,
a journey to start to gain the benefits.
Yeah, I was just reading a report by Gartner's about the growth of synthetic data and how that may help to overcome that challenge of lack of data as well. For those people that don't know what synthetic data is, could you just tell us a little bit about what that is and how that could potentially be used?
Um, Yeah, I think it is any resource that we can use it to accelerate all the process. I think it will be useful. But I think the main problem today is to consider the value of AI in the short term. I think the people will still afraid of that, and because it is not a technical guys or a product man that have to decide to go ahead of the AI solution. That is the executive, the high level
Yeah.
from the company that have to decide that. So
Okay,
it's,
okay. So the main challenge you see is executive buy-in then.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, wow. How does one overcome that challenge?
Education, you have to educate,
Yeah.
provide some practical use case that can easily understand and easily recognize the value.
Mm, 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 mm.
Uh, I think also as some other companies in the same
Yeah.
segment start to use it, they will see with more attention. So I think it's part of it's typically in all new technologies. It's part
That's
of the process to see how the market is going. But you have to take in account that in some cases people just go after what the other is looking for. So, but you have to consider that for each company the solution is not the same as the other companies.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mention competition and maybe that will be a driver. And also really interesting that you mention this is like adoption of any new technology, if you like, that there's
Yeah.
parallels there. Because you mentioned competition, it made me wonder about segments and whether, you know, the use cases that you painted at the beginning, whether you think they're segment agnostic or would they have to be bespoke solutions per segment or
I
sector?
think for each segment we will have uh, some generic tools, but also the application, the use case will be very specific. Uh, for instance, even you can consider some product man activities quite similar for several segments, but uh, looking with more details, it's very specific for each one. For healthcare, there is a patient journey that a product manager consider this patient journey, which is different from the e-commerce marketplace, which is the customer journey is completely different of a patient journey.
Yeah, I guess it goes back to, you know, what question are you trying to answer and what depth are you trying to answer that question too? Because, you know, with your
Absolutely.
example, you know, with your examples of automation, I'm sure you can automate different elements. You know, the example I loved was the language and the sharing and the automatic updates in multiple languages or multiple versions, text or speech. Now, I think that may be, you know, ubiquitous to between segments, but I guess it's the next layer down within the projects, and that it gets more and more specific. Yeah.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, in this case, in each use case, you have to go deeper in terms of how the process for this segment, including for the specific company, not only the segment, but also the specific company, their process, there's how they develop value for their customers. So we have to consider uh, if you are going to, in some sense, automate something, the automations cannot be generic,
Yeah.
must be specific.
That's really interesting in terms of, you know, being very bespoke per company. You know, I've seen some of these products on the marketplace which you know pull data from multiple projects, multiple companies, as it were.
Mhm.
Are you saying that there would be a challenge in doing that?
Absolutely, to put all the product, because if all the product has the same cycle time and the same structure, put all together, it's not exactly a challenge. But with if each product, for instance, one is using the agile method, the other using the waterfall, so the cycle time is completely different. So how they put together you can put some information together, but not all the information, because in some has some characteristics and activities and risks different from the others.
So you just have to be slightly cautious. Werther, thank you so much. I've got one final question I'm going to ask, but thank you so much for your insights. It's an honour to speak to you and somebody who is, you know, dare I say, experienced in this world of AI as well. Werther, if there was one final thing that you wanted people to take away from this conversation, what would it be?
First of all, don't be afraid of the new technology, and also don't be so enthusiastic of the new technology too, because it's not, as I mentioned, it's not a rocket science, but it's not easy too either. Start with a pilot and start now to experiment in this new technology, because in a very short time we'll change everything. It's a change game for the product manager. And for a product manager, think about what we are going to do in the near future, because part of what we are doing today will be done by the AI tools. So we have to consider the new future will be different from today, and how each one will be part of this future. I always suggest that it's better you be the change, the transformation agent of this future, instead of being impacted by the future.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, you heard it here. Don't be afraid. Get on with it and think about how AI can use you. So, Werther, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really insightful.
It's my pleasure to be with you again.
Thank you, Werther.
Thank you.